Have you ever felt like your brain just refuses to stay quiet? You try to relax, but your mind keeps talking, replaying old conversations, imagining worst-case scenarios, overanalyzing tiny things nobody else even notices. And the worst part? Even when your body is tired, your brain keeps running. Again and again and again. Most people think overthinking is just thinking too much, but it's deeper than that. Because overthinking is not really about thoughts, it's about fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of making the wrong decision, fear of losing control. And slowly, your own mind becomes the place that exhausts you the most. But here's something shocking. People who think too much are often intelligent, emotionally aware, and deeply sensitive. Their brain notices everything. The problem is, they never learned how to stop. And once overthinking becomes a habit, peace starts feeling impossible. The real reason people overthink. Most overthinkers are not weak. In fact, their brain is usually trying to protect them. Your mind constantly asks, what if something goes wrong? So it keeps analyzing every detail, every decision, every possibility, every conversation. Because deep inside, the brain believes, if I think enough, I can avoid pain. But instead of protecting you, it traps you. Because life becomes exhausting when your brain never stops searching for problems. And eventually, thinking turns into mental noise. Overthinkers notice too much. This is one reason overthinkers feel mentally drained faster than others. Their brain notices tiny details most people ignore: a different tone of voice, a delayed reply, a strange facial expression, and immediately, the mind starts creating stories. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset? What if they secretly dislike me? Most of the time, none of those thoughts are even true. But the brain keeps analyzing anyway. That's why overthinkers often struggle to relax. Their mind is always searching for hidden meaning. The fear of making mistakes. Most overthinkers secretly fear regret. They want the perfect decision, the perfect timing, the perfect answer, the perfect outcome. So instead of acting confidently, they keep thinking endlessly. What if there's a better option? What if I fail? What if I embarrass myself? And slowly, thinking becomes paralysis. Because overthinking often looks productive, but actually, it's fear disguised as preparation. Overthinkers live in the future. This is where mental exhaustion becomes dangerous. Overthinkers spend huge amounts of time imagining future problems, worst-case scenarios, possible failures, embarrassing situations. And the brain reacts emotionally to imaginary stress like it's happening right now. That's why overthinkers often feel tired even when nothing physically happened. Because mentally, their brain already fought hundreds of battles, every single day. They also replay the past. Overthinking doesn't only attack the future, it also traps people in the past. Old mistakes, awkward moments, things they should have said differently. And every replay strengthens emotional pain again. This is why some people stay emotionally stuck for years. Their body moved forward, but their mind stayed trapped in old memories. And the more they replay those moments, the harder it becomes to feel peace. Overthinking destroys energy. Here's the dangerous part. Your brain uses energy constantly, and overthinking burns enormous amounts of it. That's why overthinkers often feel mentally tired, emotionally drained, unable to focus, unmotivated. Not because they're lazy, because their mind never truly rests. Even during silence, their thoughts keep moving, and eventually, the brain becomes exhausted from carrying too much mental weight. The biggest trap of overthinking. This is the deepest psychological truth of all. Most overthinkers believe every thought their brain creates. If I'm thinking about it, it must matter. But thoughts are not always reality. Sometimes thoughts are fear, sometimes insecurity, sometimes imagination pretending to be truth. And the moment you believe every thought automatically, your mind becomes overwhelming. Mentally strong people understand something different. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of them. Thoughts come and go like clouds, but overthinkers chase every cloud they see, and that's why their mind never feels quiet. The moment you stop attaching yourself to every thought, mental freedom begins. Let's be honest, overthinking will not disappear overnight, because your brain practiced these patterns for years. But awareness changes everything. The moment you understand why your mind behaves this way, you stop fearing yourself. And slowly, you regain control. Not by stopping every thought, but by learning not to follow all of them. After watching this video, you'll understand why overthinkers think differently, why your brain feels mentally exhausted, how fear secretly controls overthinking, why peace comes from observing thoughts, not obeying them. Remember this: your brain was designed to protect you, not to keep you peaceful. That's why peace must be trained intentionally. So next time your mind becomes noisy, pause, breathe, and remind yourself, not every thought deserves your attention. Because sometimes, the loudest prison in life is the one inside your own mind.